Yo, what's going on? What's going on, man? Shit, Wiz. I tell y'all what, man. I don't know. I don't even know where to begin this evening. And I promise y'all, this is really not gonna be long. I really got a lot to do with catching up on paperwork and other bullshit, and I just snuck over here to get me a workout in, and then I got inundated with all of these with all these videos, man, of this fight. And I'm gonna tell you, it's disgusting. You know, first when I seen the fight, I was like, oh, here we go. Because I got one angle, you know, and I seen two guys rolling around on the ground. I'm like, okay. You see a couple guys rolling around on the ground at the fight, and you're like, okay, fuck, who done did what? Who done mess with somebody? Who done did this? Who got a reason to get their damn cap peeled? What's going on, Mr. Woods? So then I got a chance to see the other sides of the video, and I really got pissed. I'm going to tell you why, is because, you know, I see the beginning, probably the video that y'all done seen by now. I ain't really been logged on. But in this particular video, you get the opportunity and you see that it's a little kid. What's going on, Douglas? You know what I'm saying? You see it's a little kid that's running in there, and I don't know the true backstory behind this shit, but they say it was one of the individuals fighting. It was his kid that ran up, and he tried to get in it, and luckily it was a lady smart enough to snatch the little boy away from the scene, you know. But he was right there while these two was rolling and flailing and all this shit. And the little dude couldn't have been no more than about 5 years old. You know, and then we see the girls fighting, and man, what's going on, Floyd? I don't try to do the political thing. Excuse me. I don't try to do the political thing. I try to stay to a point to where I do want to give information on the little stuff that what's going on, Lloyd? The information that I get about these dogs and our situations. And y'all seen the AKC has, you know, acknowledged that there's some things going on to stop us from breeding. But these kind of situations don't help. They don't help at all. This video is gonna go viral. I already seen the video, already been shared like 1,000 times within an hour, and it's gonna go everywhere. And it's just another example of how our community can look like a bunch of fucking idiots. And I'm gonna go into this, and like I told y'all, I don't have the longest of time. Maybe we'll go live a lot longer tomorrow to get on this. But you know, from my understanding, as somebody said, that the dude, I guess the cat who was in the black, they said and this ain't facts. I was just reading the post for a second, and I refrained from actually responding on the post because there was some real dumb motherfuckers on that post. But I guess they say dude that said something to his what's going on, Jabari, has said something, or one person said the dude that said something to the dude's 15-year-old daughter. The other person said that he had assaulted or touched his 15-year-old daughter. And you ain't missed nothing, Donald. This is a short one. We probably gonna have to go longer tomorrow just because I'm on time restraints. But I wanted to jump on here and talk about this fight that was at another show. I don't even know the registry, but that's the gist of what I'm getting, is that, you know, the guy in the black had either talked to and said some things to this man's 15-year-old daughter, and a lot of people saying he assaulted her, so he must have touched her in some kind of way. I don't know. Keep in mind, I'm saying I don't know, but everybody on the post was saying that the 15-year-old girl got assaulted, and that's why the fight broke out, and you had all this mayhem going on. And what's going on, Diego? And now, yeah, I'm gonna clear something up, and then I'm gonna go into this last part to really put y'all up on game. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that if it was my daughter and I'm at a spot and somebody come up and touch my daughter, that it's not gonna be consequences to be paid. If that's the case, I'm not gonna say that, because it would be some definite consequences, probably some dire type of consequences to pay if you touch my daughter anywhere. You know what I mean? Oh, thanks, Donald. I'm getting a lot of them made, man. I'm behind on everything, but we moving along. But what I will say is this is what kind of scene is we getting that, you know, we seen, you know, dude snatching his dog off the table by his face. You know, that was just, 2 weeks ago. Then we seen a lady, they jumped a guy at a show. We seen a lady stabbed, I don't know, it looked like she stabbed him, but I don't know if she really stabbed him. What's going on, Randy? Or what? And then we get to this, where you literally, in the y'all know, if y'all heard me talk a million times, what did I tell y'all is going to be the #1 nail in the coffin in this fucking community? It's going to be when one of these kids get hurt because these ignorant son of a bitches then did something stupid. I keep telling y'all this. The media, politicians, whoever, the police, the one thing, if you want to set it off the whole way, what's going on, Larry? You know what I'm saying? If you want to set it off the whole way, Miss Harold, you ain't said nothing but a word. That's nothing but the truth, you know? And let a kid get hurt, man. I keep telling y'all this. Let a kid get hurt and watch what happens. Watch what happens. Let a kid get hurt at one of these fucking shows and watch what happens. Since everybody always take everything as a fucking joke all the time. You know, the culture that we are seeing being displayed is not the culture that was supposed to be here. And just think about it. You had two, and I mean, I can't tell you how big these guys was, but they looked like they was pretty big guys. You know what I mean? And these guys are swinging and flailing, and you got probably, which I would estimate from eyeballing it, a 5-year-old baby that's in the middle of this mayhem. Imagine if somebody swing an elbow or one of those punches, and he right there. The kid is literally at one point in time touching him. Y'all watch the video, and the lady with who probably had the most sense in the whole fucking building came and snatched the boy. But imagine if one of them wild punches or a flail or an elbow smacked that baby upside the head, and this baby ended up dying at this show. You know what I mean? Then it ain't no fun talk. You know what I'm saying? I seen the reason why I didn't comment on the post, because I seen so much ignorant talk with everybody talking about all this on-site this and yada. Come on, man. At some point in time, you motherfuckers got to grow up. Right? And this person gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and we do this, and I'm gonna do this, and this is that. Come on, man. You had a fucking dog show. You had a public event. You know what I mean? Ain't all that tough guy shit can go on head on, man. You know what I mean? All that tough guy shit can go on head on, man. And then we got to wonder what's up with this creepy hollow motherfucker touching on people's kids. This is within a month's time after somebody, then I'll say the motherfucker got stabbed, because to me on the video it looked like he got stabbed and jumped. Then we got motherfuckers, dogs falling over with their legs broken, all this shit. And y'all wondering why these people is trying to pass laws to stop people from breeding. You add up all of the footage that our community is giving these people, and you add that up with the fact that these animal, you know what I'm saying, these animal facilities is full with our dogs. What you think they gonna do, man? What you think that they gonna do with that video? Yeah, our community is sharing it and laughing and enjoying themselves on the shit. But at the end of the day, man, some real people gonna get a hold of that video, and we all gonna pay the price. I've on this process of me trying to set up these shows and calling all these places, man, I have to fucking lie already just to say that we don't have anything to do with the American Bully. One of the reasons why I took the bully out of the name TBKC, because places is already hip and don't even want to deal with this community. But we keep on thinking it's a joke. That shit that went on, all that shit that's been going on is ignorant. And I'm going to tell y'all like this. And I'm going to give y'all a little bit of game before I go in there. Because as y'all know, I have been around for a long time. And I'm going to tell y'all, this is the way the game goes. All those stories y'all hear from Dave Wilson. Dave Wilson ain't never got arrested at no dog show. Dave Wilson, we didn't, because this is his story, but we didn't get kicked out of no shows from the UKC. That was somebody else that did that. Dave ain't never got kicked out of a show. The UKC didn't want us there because the dogs that we was breeding was not pit bull terriers. That's it. It wasn't no beef, and it always got on my nerves, but you know what I mean? At the time, being a young guy, I said, you know what, let's promote this shit. But when the story was told that they didn't like our kind, That's the words that Dave used to like to use a lot when he was, you know, because he became our spokesman. He was really leading the thing. They didn't like our kind. No, don't y'all believe that shit. It ain't had nothing to do with our kind. But then what I noticed, though, you know what I mean? And I tell y'all, I was a part of it. The very first big show we had in Fredericksburg, you know, it was, you know, I brought in, you know what I'm saying, Buffy the Body, who was real big at that time. You know what I'm saying? I brought in Hoops, you know what I mean, TV celebrity. You know, Vita Guerrero was supposed to come and she got stuck in Canada or some shit like that. You know, it became a thing of let's dress a certain way. Let's appeal to like a almost hood mentality. It became less and less professional. Everything we was bringing in, let's bring in rappers, you know what I mean? Let's, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, Dave is a fucking landscaper, sitting right there in motherfucking Spotsylvania, Virginia. Ain't nothing hood about Dave at all, but the next thing you know, he copying Cruz's style, and they putting this image out there, and they've got the Lokes on, and now on the cover of magazines, everybody got to be hood. The dogs got to have big collars, you know. And the more Dave lingo went into the thing, it became, oh, you know, they was against our type, you know, our people, we trying to keep it a certain kind of way, and we, you know, we all come from a certain area. Y'all done heard this motherfucker say this a million times. We come from a certain area, a certain background, and the UKC just didn't like us. Y'all know why he do that and where he got that shit from? He got that shit, he read all them Laws of Power books, the arts of manipulation and shit like that. So what it was, you know, was he gave this community this thing that we was supposed to be the hood community. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this, most of us who was really hood guys, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, motherfuckers who know me know that I was basically a drug kingpin back then. That's, if y'all ever wonder why the stories of how I could drop $50,000 on a show here, 50,000 there, you know, that I was doing the wrong thing at the time. I don't even lie about that shit. You know what I mean? That's what it was, you know. So, and we had a lot of guys who was from the streets, you know what I mean? Not saying that everybody was doing illegal shit. I speak for myself. But we had a lot of guys who was from the streets, you know what I mean? And they latched on to, you know, to our street cred and what we was and shit like that. And I'm going to tell you, even back then, we wasn't really comfortable with that because it was supposed to be about dogs. But the one thing is, and if this picture is bigger now and it all makes sense, is that the whole story of the American Bully from the get-go was a lie. All that shit was a lie. You know what I mean? So the shit that y'all see Dave do, y'all see it now, and you look at the way our community is y'all don't never see a bully in a suit. You know what I mean? You don't never see nobody where it's GQ style and a motherfucker standing there and he got on, you know what I'm saying, you know, some $1,000 gaiters in a tailor-made suit with his bully clean and fresh all the way right. You don't see that image. What the image that was always pushed is that the dog got to have big gold chains. You see cats in wife beaters, a bunch of tattoos, you got your Lokes. You know what I mean? Some of the videos, people put guns, you know, they got the guns with the dogs, bats with the dogs, you know what I'm saying, knives with the dogs. It was always, you know, we just, and ain't nothing wrong with, you know, because the West Coast represent with their own style. We already know the West Coast got their own style, and we had cats who had that style. But at the end of the day, believe me, this was a propaganda to get our community to believe that way. It was never the reason why Dave wanted y'all to hate the UKC so badly and the AKC so badly is because they was about doing the right thing. They wasn't never against us. They just wanted us to follow the rules or get going. Against us, they was think about this shit. Y'all done got so fooled on this shit. We was a midget. You know what I mean? And excuse my verbiage, but y'all know what I mean. And I once again I say excuse my verbiage because I don't never want to offend nobody. But we was very tiny in the game. We was very tiny in the game. The UKC ain't never gave a fuck about the American Bully and the American Bully doing so much damage as they wanted y'all to believe. The UKC got things going on worldwide, big time, many breeds. They are very, very well set. But what we was a problem because we disrespected the American Pit Bull Terrier and kept on sending in paperwork on dogs that obviously was not American Pit Bull Terriers. All that stuff is a lie, man. All that stuff is a lie. I'm just speaking the truth right now, man. The ABKC, the culture that was created, everything that spawned off of the culture of the ABKC, you know what I mean, and what continues to happen, the exotic movement. Believe me, it was, you know why I'm talking about the ABKC, even if it might have been an exotic show, is because the exotic come from the ABKC. They promoted exotic behavior before, and the reason why all this shit happened is because the ABKC, Dave Wilson, never had the one thing that the UKC had, and that was the balls to say, no, this ain't right for our breed. When Dax came along and they knew Dax wasn't right, you saw this deformed ass dog, they made a whole class for it to allow it in there. We don't care. Okay, keep on pushing it. Keep on pushing it. You know what I mean? I literally was with this mug when he was stalking Lloyd Banks from G Unit and them. You know what I mean? What was the girl's name? She lightweight had a thing for me, but she was a little boot. I ain't mean to say that out loud, but another little booty model chick out of Miami. But this was the image that they was pursuing, and we used to act sometimes. I'm gonna tell y'all this because I go introspective on this shit. Even when we was making blow jeans, and this was one of the things that even then, I'm just being real with y'all. Even when I was doing wrong, I had a conscience about who I was and what I was putting out there. And to be truthful with you, even when we was making blow jeans, you know what I mean? I had friends, I had people, you know what I mean? And at that time, Buffy the Body, she was big time, you know what I mean? Sort of the hood, the butt model type thing. But her folks had aspirations of taking things to the next level. And I'm telling them, like, okay, we got these other models where we could clean this thing up and we could have it looking, you know what I mean? You know what they wanted to do? They wanted to put a pit bull on there with two spoons, simulating that we was cooking crack cocaine, and put it over the dog, because this is the image that Dave and Cruz wanted to push out to the community. This is what they wanted the American Bully to be. They, everybody put their tag on, oh, yeah, we the creators of we organized this, we organized that. But look at what they created, man. This shit ain't no different than them cheap liquors that you get off the liquor store. And the reason why, and I've heard this said, man, the reason why, and this is what Dave does today is because he don't want the community to be educated. This is facts. He don't want y'all to be educated about dogs. He wants you to stay dumb. He wants you to be the cat that's just like in the hood that go and buy the real cheap jewelry and the specks of diamonds, and you spend $60,000 on it, and that shit is really worth $4,000, and it ain't nothing but, 10 karat hollowed out with a bunch of specks of diamonds that don't add up to shit. He wants you to be that guy. He wants you to be the guy that spend $4,000 on the car and spend $10,000 on some wheels and another $5,000 on a system. You know why? Because if you can keep a community foolish, you can sell them anything. This motherfucker ain't from no hood. Y'all see all that shit with the sunglasses on. That's just a costume, man. That's a fad. He playing on y'all. He playing on y'all. And this is the product of that plan. You created an environment now to where people feel free to act any kind of way at any kind of show. People feel free to act like thugs at shows. People feel free to fight at shows. People feel free now because y'all know how life is. Whatever I do, my son is going to elevate it. That's what we've seen happen in the bully gang. They created a thing to where everybody was supposed to be hood and nothing was supposed to be about sophistication and taking it to the next level. So now, guess what? It's newer generations. They taking it higher. Now we going to stab motherfuckers at shows. We going to touch on folks' kids at shows. We going to fight at shows. You know what I mean? We going to grab the dog by the side of the face. We going to jump up and down with knives at shows. This is where the game then got elevated to. And I'm telling y'all, while y'all applaud this bullshit, he playing y'all like a bunch of suckers. And to a certain degree, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of dumb, I ain't gonna say the word, but y'all know what it be. That's what he playing y'all to be, man. Dave Wilson ain't from no hood, man. This whole creation and what they wanted it to be is now you starting to see really what it is. Y'all notice what type of people that's catered to. You know what I mean? Y'all notice what type of people they try to cater to. You notice the image that y'all notice the image. Y'all tell me I'm lying. I'm telling y'all because I was a part of that shit. I'm the first one that was bringing in the ass models. I was the first one that you look it up right now, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I was the first one that had the Scarface. It's a big ass. I still got it right now at the crib. That motherfucker is 15 feet tall. A picture of me that looked like the Scarface logo. You know what I'm saying? And I got my little suit and my sneakers on with the dog on there. We changed it up like that, but everything was supposed to be about hood, this hood, that, and they pushed that because one thing about it is that Dave Wilson, as manipulative as he always is, figured out that y'all would all be, that this community would always be stupid. If this community was always stupid, he could tell y'all anything, he could sell y'all anything. So when he brought in dogs that had broke backs and bad hearts and different this and that and the other, when y'all got videos of him saying that Merles is never supposed to be a part of the breed and they bad, but then he come right back and he say that Merles is cool now and they was always a part of the breed, y'all too stupid to question what he do. That's his mentality. That's this community's mentality. Now we got 20 Dave Wilsons. And I'm telling y'all, the whole thing, the whole way around, the whole way this shit is pushed, it's pushed to make motherfuckers stupid. They don't want this community don't want nothing better than what it already is, man. I'm being real with y'all. I'm telling y'all from the start. Y'all open your eyes up and y'all look how this community is represented. You know what I mean? Y'all look how this community is represented and y'all tell me I'm lying. You're right, Jesus. An educated community would not only be demanding consistency, but an educated community would be demanding the application of rules. An educated community would question why your standards change every year. An educated community would ask why is dog and animal abusers allowed to walk in and out of your ring without questions. An educated community would ask why is it so many litters being registered on when a bitch is 6, 7, and 8 months. A real community would ask why are we so afraid of proper DNA testing. An educated community would ask, why is it that when your judges get caught red-handed taking bribes and asking people for different situations, why is it that these judges are never punished? This is what an educated community will continue to ask this. Why is it that your grand champion can have a kink tail and an exotic as a grandma and you push him off on us as a true American bully and talk about that the breed is evolving? You know why he can tell y'all that the breed is evolving? Because most of the people in this community ain't got enough motherfucking sense to understand evolution. So anything that this motherfucker tell y'all gonna believe. You know why? Because he believe we a bunch of dumb niggas. And when I say nigga, I ain't talking about black man. I'm talking about just the ignorance. If you look up the definition of nigga, it's ignorance at his level. And he believed that we a bunch of ignorant ass fucks. Put a gold chain on it. Put a gold chain on it. Find you a celebrity to stand behind it. Go put some baseball gloves on and put your lokes on and put a black hoodie on and do an interview and... Come on, man. This is the stupid shit. This is the corner liquor store type shit. Like I say, this is the mugs that go and spend all their money on wheels instead of a car. These the same motherfucker that go and buy a Benz and sit it outside of a front of a project apartment. That's what these motherfuckers think of y'all for real, and y'all making it. We making it to the point where it's manifesting. This is what it is. This ain't about dogs. We look at what we see from the actions of these people and we believe that it's the people. But the people ain't nothing but a symptom. That's all. These people ain't nothing but a symptom to the actual problem. Y'all think that these people fighting at shows and, you know what I mean, stabbing folks at shows, these people who feel comfortable paying a judge for a show win, people who hang all these papers, people who talk reckless in all kind of ways, people who obviously have mixed their dogs and turned into paperwork and don't give two shits, people that will show up to a show with a dog that's deformed and fucked up. You think that they would ever feel comfortable in a place that has actual rules and integrity? But they can feel comfortable in the hood. And that's what this community is. This community is the hood. No ethics. Everybody's a breeder. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 fucking breedings a year. And we get 1 or 2 dogs and then we praise those dogs as you market. And the dogs that y'all been praising, man, I can break them down. Dax was an absolute fucking train wreck. It was so many issues with Dax. I won't even go into that. Look at the video. Google Dax and look at the video and y'all tell me I told a lie. If you tell me I told a lie, log out because you's a dumb fuck too. You know what I mean? Rocco looks like a damn American bulldog. Is tested out and is throwing all kind of hideous flaws and all kind of shit. His grandma is a fucking exotic. He got a kink tail, a high rear, and all this. And y'all send him halfway across the world to represent as the fucking champion at nationals. This is, but the only reason why you would ever feel comfortable doing that is if you got a bunch of dumb peons around you that won't question what you do. They applaud the nonsense. That's what this shit really is, man. They applaud the nonsense. Like I say, I've been, what's going on, Max? I've been to the suburbs. I lived in the suburbs. Like I told y'all, you know what I mean? I used to live in the same gated community as LeBron James' mama. We still cool. You know what I mean? One thing I know about out there and one thing I know about where I came from is it's two different cultures. You know what I mean? The malls where I lived at, you know what I mean? You don't go into the malls and you don't talk loud. Even when you go to the malls, you ain't going to the malls with no house shoes on. You ain't coming in there with a bunch of head scarves. You sort of tighten up when you go to the malls. You might keep your quote unquote swag. What's going on, CJ? But you gonna straighten up in these places. You gonna act like you got some damn sense when you go into these nice places in these nice areas. Whereas when you go to certain places, you know what I mean, you act how you want to. You yell in the place, you know what I mean. You go in the bathroom and you don't even feel like you got to flush the toilet. You just piss everywhere because it's a pissy environment, and it is what it is. The ABKC is that pissy environment. The American Bully community is that pissy environment. You know what I mean? You ain't taking your shoes off to come in that house because it's garbage. And like I told y'all, some people gonna get in their feelings, but y'all tell me I'm lying. Dave Wilson, y'all see how he represented himself, with dressed in all black with the Lokes on and all that shit. Man, he hoodwinked the whole fucking community. He's a fucking landscaper from Spotsylvania, Virginia. Ain't never been nothing gangster about this dude in his whole life. But he play on y'all sensitivity. He make y'all feel important, and he used them. Them laws of power to create an enemy. He used the AKC as the enemy, and at the same time he blotted them out because most of y'all still got negative words towards the AKC and the UKC, talking about they're stuck up and they fucked up and they this and they that. But if you really pay attention, all they doing is following the rules. That's all they doing. They following the rules and making good and making good dogs. That's what they doing. They pull breeds along for, decades and hundreds of years. And, not to say that they perfect, but they did great things. But instead, he wants y'all to believe that they the enemy, because when you believe that anybody is the enemy, first, one of the first rules of the art of war, create a common enemy. Because once you create that common enemy, no longer are you listening to anything that enemy has to say. And the whole time you might think that this is an enemy, but the truth of the matter is that somebody has, somebody has tricked you into hating someone who was actually right. You know what I mean? Adolf Hitler did that shit, Adolf Hitler sat up on the stage, with brown hair, brown eyes, and told the whole community to hate Austria. The master race was blonde hair, blue eye, and the truth of the matter is, he had brown hair, brown eyes, and he was from Austria. The thing that he was telling them to hate, he was actually that thing. But they hated enough to kill millions of people and damn near take over the world just full of hatred. Because if you can get somebody to think that they got an enemy, they won't think. They react at this point in time. And once a person gets you to reacting instead of thinking, now I control you. Might give you too much game with that, but that's the truth. If I can get you to start reacting, I control you. That's it. What's going on, Rome? That's in every situation. And right now, if y'all notice, you got people talking about ABKC for life, this, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada. Now it's every other registry. If y'all notice, they all mimic each other. Now they, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm a part of this registry, and they, and I'm this, and oh, he's great, and this, and that, and the other. And the craziest part about it is this is the matrix that we live in, because it's never been about the registries. It's about the product, and the product is the dogs. You know what I mean? The product is the dogs. This is why the ABKC would never allow their judges to judge for nobody else, because they're a competing registry and they're not about the right thing. If y'all ain't never noticed, everything that come out of Dave Wilson's mouth is that everybody else hates. You know what I mean? they're all the enemy. That's because your followers got to believe in something to hate. If I can give you something to hate, I can control every part of you, man. If I can give you something to hate, I can control every part of you. What happens generally is that people end up waking up in the long run and they see what happened. But this, you know what I mean? But the thing of it is that it's all hatred. That's all it is. This community is built to make people look stupid. You know what I mean? Stupid, 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 stupid. That's it. That's all the community is about, is making people look stupid. You see people up there stacking dogs, man, and the dog is obviously so deformed that it's embarrassing, and you still see this person and they going out of their mind to stack this dog, waiting for that one little ribbon. You know what I mean? And you know what happens when someone questions the fact of, hey, why your dog got such a high rear, man? That don't really look right. How is he a winner? Then it becomes, you're a hater. You go right back to that. You go right back to that pile that they want you in. Oh, see what I mean? They're against us, man. They don't believe in what we believe in. They're against us. You know what I mean? Because think about this. You know what I mean? Throughout all these struggles, man, you know, man, I would never tell y'all what I done spent and what I done did to try to even get this little shit off the ground. But at the end of the day, you know, people try to bash me so tough about pushing healthy dogs at times. I seen Kev Green, and I'm just gonna say it flat out, and that's one of the reasons why I stopped promoting Kev Green. I don't got no ill feelings, but I'm not gonna promote nothing that I believe that a guy is being phony. But when he started putting up posts talking about, oh, so we're talking about healthy dogs now, motherfucker, if you run a registry, you're supposed to be talking about healthy dogs. But I guess you had a Dave Wilson moment, you know what I mean? And I ain't never had a problem with the guy, but I keep my eyes open, as them boys say in the hood. I stay woke. We all supposed to be talking about healthy dogs. We all supposed to be talking about keeping the game fair for everybody can come up and do this, because the world ain't gonna never respect the breeds that we got unless they healthy. The world ain't gonna never respect the breeds we got unless we can even stop arguing amongst ourselves as to what our dogs was. This community can't even tell you what they dogs is. It's so much going on with the processes. We can't even tell you nothing. We got 40 different types of dogs in one breed. In one breed. 40 different types of dogs, and out of those 40, really only 3 of them got good conformation. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But, you know, y'all probably like, you know, and if y'all late, y'all like, well, how is he on Dave Wilson's neck? And I'm going to reiterate before I go in here and take care of this little bit of business. But the reason why I said it is from the start, this community was supposed to be the hood community. All that, the AKC, the UKC hated us and all that shit, it's a lie. They want us to have a low-level mentality. If we have a low-level mentality, they can run anything on us. They can give you a champion with a high rear and a kink tail. They can change your breed from, you know, one breed to obviously several others. They can tell you that Miyagi is a mixed dog and it's proven and it's this and he's a Frenchie and this, that, and the other. And then after they tell you that Miyagi is the worst thing in the world because he wouldn't sell them Miyagi, they can turn right around and allow Miyagi blood into their registry. And we have to ask, what changed with Miyagi? Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. The money was good enough, and this community never respected you enough to even think that you had enough common sense to say, well, that was wrong that you let that go. Much love, Chewy. Healthy dogs matter for sure. This is how the game been going for years. I ain't lying to y'all about nothing. I challenge anybody on here to tell me how Dax was a good dog. How? Look at the video. If you a true dog man and you look at Dax and you tell me how he was a good dog, and then knowing what you know about his heart situation, that this dog fell out and had a heart attack while trying to make a damn puppy, basically died trying to bust a nut. If you tell me how this dog was a good dog, man, it be what it be. Nah, Drew, I don't know if you seen the fight, but they had a fight. For y'all who just tuned in, I reposted, and it's probably been posted all over Facebook, but they had a fight at one of these shows, man. A little kid right in the middle of it, grown men flailing around, girls fighting on the side, you know, more shit to embarrass the community. More shit to embarrass the community. And like I said, you know, it's really gonna get ugly. You know what I mean? Well, you know, Hakeem, I think the honest way that it can be changed is that the community got to stand up and fight for itself. We got to start demanding better. Spending power is one thing. I'm not telling anybody that you have to join my registry or nothing like that. No. But what I do say is this: is whatever you do, you know, start demanding better. You know, the only thing that any of these registries actually listen to is people spending money with them. You know, so you know, it's got to be a demand on a cleaner dog. You know, people got to start complaining about the high rears. People got to start complaining about the environment. Some of y'all spend y'all money. I guess it was today because the video came up today, Drew. But some of y'all spend y'all money and y'all go to these shows, and these shows is trashy. You know what I mean? Now, we got to get on the show promoters, like clean these shows up. You need a clean environment. You don't need no weed smoking, you know what I mean? You know, I mean, really, Roman, I'm going to tell you about this. It's no such thing as a horrible dog that's a good tool. And I'm going to tell you why. And I know what you're getting at because he made some good dogs, but this is the thing that I'm, you know what I'm saying, that it's not a lot of Dax dogs that are champions. No, it's not. It's not a lot of Dax dogs that are champions. He didn't champ out a lot of dogs. He got a lot of kids, but he don't have a lot of champions. But I tell you this, though, and this is a theory, and this is something that we have to adapt ourselves to in our way of thinking. Okay, so you take a dog that has obviously straight stifles, high rear, some hip issues, definitely some cardiovascular issues, and later on it proved that he threw a ton of heart murmurs. But you say he's a great tool. He's a great tool to what? Because I will agree, I seen some Dax sons, and some of the Dax sons were very good looking. But if you look at it, the main dogs that created Dax line, his original set of sons that was out there, you know, all of them are dead. Most of the dogs that came directly off of Dax, not his grandkids and stuff, but it's very few of his actual offspring still around and kicking it. Most of them died from heart attacks. A lot of them had to be put down. And you're talking about a dog with at least 3,500 kids, and most of them are dead. Even after the fact, when you go into a lot of his grandkids and different things, people are still seeing issues with the heart issues and the breathing issues and the hip issues that came into it. You know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, G-Train is known for throwing a bunch of health issues. They get touchy when you talk about it, but people have been complaining about it for years. Those issues come, so we have to, no tool can be one-sided. Because if you're going to use a dog, with the bad comes the good. No, Rex, I'll post it right after I jump off here. You know what I mean? With the good comes the bad, vice versa. Yeah, he had that many kids. Dax had the last one I saw was over, somebody said it's over 4,000, but I did see a paperwork that said over 35. He had a ton of kids, man. They bred the hell out of that dog. You know what I mean? And the one thing about him is like I say, this is how our community goes. Hype rules everything, because if you had 3,500 kids out there, where are all these kids? How are you a great producer? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But the thing of it is, Roman, I agree. No blood has ever shown what Dax has shown in the bully community. As far as those hearts, those hips, and all that, he created a death pill. I can even take you back to the time, Roman, when it started. If you go back to the Remy era, which was, I would say, Halle era, Hef era, Paco era, you know what I mean? Monster was still alive at that time. King Lion was still alive at that time. That's the era right before Dax. Now, if you look at the health, the conformation, the average lifespan of those dogs compared to when Dax and Miyagi hit the scene, that's when you saw all the lights go out. That's when the American Bully was never known as being an unhealthy dog until around 2008. That's when the American Bully really started to become known as an unhealthy dog. Around 2008, 2009, it was the influx of when Dax and what was their name, Garden State Bullies or whatever, they started doing some weird stuff with it. They was basically the ones who coined the phrase exotics. Yeah, he died doing the breeding. Dax fell out doing the breeding. He couldn't breathe. You see him on videos and he had trouble breathing. And it's not to pick on the dog, but it's to educate, and people have to understand what we were putting into our dogs. You can't put good genetics in without putting the bad genetics in. That's what's going on with Mr. Westbrook. That's why you look for a dog that has mostly great genetics. With Dax's thing, people say, oh, I really want that neck. But but nobody would ever say that they wanted his top line, his hips, or his cardiovascular system. Well, how do you get one without the other? And what we believe, and we're naive in this community to believe that, oh yeah, boom, I got a badass puppy, look at him. It doesn't matter. You were good. You were lucky enough to get the look that you were looking for out of one puppy. But then what happens is that one puppy still has the bad genetics in him, so he spreads it to the other puppy. I'm not like, people think I pick on Dax, but Dax is just an excellent example of when you do shit wrong. Now, there are people who have Dax blood who have bred things in the proper way to make their dogs good. But I'm going to tell you that the truth of the matter is that they are in the minority. My boy Chewy got a nice ass Dax dog. You know, I've seen several other nice dogs that got Dax in it. Brian Robertson got some dogs. But if you look at it, it's watered down. They put a lot of great components there to fight the issues that came from it. And our mentality that we can breed for one or two features in a dog is what has this thing messed up. I mean, you look at the impact of what Miyagi did. Look at the dogs that Miyagi is in, and look at the impact of what that dog did. For one, we already know it was a lie, and they were French bulldogs and a lot of other stuff that was added. But these are things that you put into a breed, and I'm not being old school on y'all. I'm being real with y'all. If you want to go back, you know what I mean? Yeah, Alex got some of the best programs, you know. You know what? I've always said if it was Dax blood for me, it has to be like I would say granddaughter to great granddaughter, and maybe we can start the process then if I like everything else in the pedigree. Because when you go down to a granddaughter, that's 25%. So if I did my breeding, it would only be 12% of his blood there, and the breeding after that, you know what I mean, we would go down to 6%. I think that at that point in time it's very, very diluted, and you have a better chance of getting rid of those issues. But as far as using like one of his kids, I wouldn't do it. And I'm telling you this because I'm not putting people's business out on there, but I've known quite a few people who've had kids off of him, and all of them died, man. Now, I think, you know, you have a couple of his sons who are still around and kicking, but y'all think about it and y'all be honest. How many of his sons, for a dog that was bred that prolifically, how many of his sons and all those studs are around here kicking it and actually still doing their thing? If y'all remember, Dax would be, if he was still living, he would be, Denzel is 12, Dax would be in that range. Dax would be like 10, 11-ish. So he should have kids that are 7 and 8 years old. They should still be around kicking it. He should have kids that are 5 years old. They should still be around kicking it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, this is what we get enticed by. We get enticed by one or two good-looking dogs and think that we beat down everything in this dog's genetics. That's not the way genetics work. Every dog, if you breed any dog prolifically enough, you'll get a couple nice dogs that represent the breed. But you always have to ask, where are the other breeds at? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, Brandon, that's like one dog, though. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We got to go, you know what I mean? We got to go by percentages. When y'all talk to me about Dax, y'all going to give me 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 of his sons. Okay, you take, let's say if y'all could name off 20 Dax sons that are still around, that's pretty good. If you could name me 20 Dax sons, I'm going to tell you that's not even 1%. That's not even 1%. That is a huge failure. That is a huge failure. Like I say, I've seen some that I like. I like Dallas. This is a pretty ass dog. But we have to think about what we put in our programs. You know, one thing about breeding is that's the one thing where you can cheat and it always comes back to get you. You know what I mean? You might be able to cheat on your spouse and get away with it. But you don't get to cheat in the dog world and get away with it. You know what I mean? Because eventually it's going to come back. Man, I mean, hey, Easty Westy is what champions in the ABKC have. Most of them have it. The ABKC actually changed the standard for pockets so that they could be Easty Westy. I think inbreeding is not the best thing. You compromising a lot of genes, you compromising the immune system in a lot of ways, and most times when you do inbreeding, if you're not very, very skilled at it, you're gonna end up with a train wreck. Not only are you gonna end up with a train wreck, but you're probably gonna end up with a lot of hidden issues that'll come out in their kids. I think if you properly know how to line breed, man, you can make a dynasty out of line breeding. You know what? Hey, Drew, they put us on whatchamacallit, man. They put us on the Corona. So we going for June. If you that's what I was gonna contact, man. They got me pulling my hair out these 16-hour days. But we gonna be there in June 6th now. If you in line breeding way safer. If you are in Jersey, I know Ohio has done it now, Florida is doing it, but it ain't no activity of gatherings over 50. Some of them are 100 people, some of them are 250 people, and I hope y'all staying safe, man. That's why our Jersey show got officially canceled. I owe you. I know, brother. I know. Matter of fact, I'm going to the gym so I can call you on my headset. But you know that y'all make sure y'all washing y'all hands and shit, man. I tell y'all, but I'm like that anyway because people nasty. Shit, I went into Walmart and I did the most ghetto shit ever, but they had just put the bleach back on the shelves. They ain't have no hand sanitizer, man. Shit, I opened that bleach right on the spot. Boop. Put the bleach on my hand. Put the bleach on the cart. Wiped it down. Shit. Asked the girl next to me, like, whoop, and had her doing the same thing. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to keep your hands clean and you got to stay up out of people's faces. I don't like to shake hands anyway. I've always been, sort of an elbow fist bump type of guy. But yeah, as you said, Jersey City got a curfew now. See, that's what I'm saying, man. It's something that has to be done. China has already gotten pretty good control over the situation. I think they said it's now 6 days. They haven't had any new cases, and they getting it, sort of broke down. So, I mean, you got to stop the spread of it in order. It's something we'll keep seeing for probably the next year or so. But we gotta go ahead and shut that shit down, man, because it is serious. And I got some elderly people in my family. I worry about them, in this situation. I worry about them more than I worry about somebody like myself that's for the most part pretty healthy, But when you start getting people who are a little more up in age and might have some respiratory issues, smokers and things like that, this stuff can be serious for them. And I had already told, matter of fact, I had already told Max and a couple other people that I think I was gonna shut this show down anyway, and my worries were justified because they ended up telling me when I was telling them that literally I was telling the lady at the fairgrounds like I think this is not gonna work, and she said, well, we just got an email from the health department and we can't have any more things here for they said for They'll get back with them on the 1st of. They said they'll get back with them on the 1st of April, but that's just to let them know that if things are whatchamacallit. That 9-1, that hit them with that good old 9-1. Hey, everybody been thinking about that. I was like, damn, they got the same name. This shit probably do. Hey, I wouldn't doubt it. These people, Walmart making a ton of money. They selling. It's funny, man. Everybody went and bought all the toilet paper and shit from Walmart, and they got trucks just bringing in more and more toilet paper. Y'all gonna spend your whole life savings buying all this shit from these people, and they just waiting on it. Walmart is living the life right now. They over that baby. They doubled the staff, literally, because I be over there so much. They just told me they literally doubled the staff just to restock the shelves. Walmart over that bitch making so much money. They, and then y'all seen when the president then went up there with his orange ass. Who he have with him? The dude from Walmart. Yeah, Walmart. We're gonna set up some things where you can do this and they plug in Walmart. They plug in Walgreens. This is a business, man. You know what I mean? This is a business, man. I don't know why people are just taking fucking toilet paper. You need to take some damn Pedialyte and some get you some apple cider vinegar and protect, and some vitamins and some good shit. You get all these vegetables and fill your system up with antioxidants and shit like that. They taking all the toilet paper. How much shitting you gonna do? Shit. I mean, damn, like, you can shit your life away. You just gonna keep shit? Man, please. I tell y'all what I've been over there getting. You know, I get my disinfectants because I got it clean. But shit, I got me some turmeric. I got me some, I stay with my apple cider vinegar. I went and got that whole shelf full. Ain't nobody getting the vinegar. You go in the vitamin section and you can buy all the vitamin C you want. You can buy all the turmeric. You can buy all the antioxidants and all the shit to get your system right. Hey, man, go. You talking about some fruits and vegetables? Go to the fruit and vegetable section. That shit is as full as you will ever want to see it. These people stupid, and they in there fighting over toilet paper. Toilet paper ain't gonna do shit. You ain't nobody shitting that much. I tell you that much. Now, what in the world would you ever in your whole entire fucking life need 160 rolls of toilet paper for? 160? No, hey, Drew, I'm going to post the video up of these fools fighting right after this. 160 rolls of toilet paper. They had me sitting there doing the math on how many rolls of toilet paper I use on a weekly basis. I'm like, shit, I go through about maybe a roll a week. So I started doing the math. I said 160. I put them off. That's 3 years of toilet paper. I'm like, how much shitting I'm gonna do? Then the people fighting over it. Yeah, I got some in my turmeric. It's got ginger in there, but I just went in there. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got plenty. Hey, June Williams. I tell you one thing. I keep wipes anyway. I got babies. You know what I mean? And I ain't, not to put my business out there, but I always use wipes anyway. You know what I mean? I like to leave the toilets feeling fresh. You know what I mean? Hey, you be better off taking the Flintstone vitamin. People are crazy. Look, it's been proven. You know what I mean? Y'all check in on this, man. No, I don't know whose show that was, June. I told him on here I didn't know whose show that was. So if it put up exotic, I don't know. I said it on this thing. I didn't know whose show that was. Because somebody was asking me whose show it was. I don't know whose show that was. I just seen they was losing their damn minds. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, I don't know nothing about whose show that was. That's why I said I don't even want to put it on a certain registry or nothing. Because it could have been ABKC. It could have been, any of them. I don't know who did that show. I just know that they made a damn fool out of themselves by, you know what I'm saying, damn near hurting that kid and all that shit. But yeah, I don't know who's. Y'all ain't gonna put that exotic one on me tonight because I ain't say that one. But if it's on there, that shit was a mistake like a mother because I don't know who show. It was a fun show. Okay, see, I ain't know. I absolutely for real didn't know who it was. So that makes sense as to why it was. I didn't know who it was. That's why I didn't want to because it's like 20 registries now. I didn't want to pin it on nobody. So it's a fun show. That just makes it all the more better. Wasn't no fun at that damn show. They rented a big ass place like that for a fun show. Oof. But man, he said it was an AKC show. Don't you put that shit on the AKC. Them people got lawyers. They will send you a letter. They'll send you a threatening letter. Trust me. Well, the ABKC send me threatening letters, but but man, I tell y'all, damn it. This shit is, with this health stuff, I'm gonna just say this before I get out of here, man. This shit just like the flu, man. It's worse than the flu, but it's just like the flu. Wash your motherfucking hands. Build your immune system up. Tons of vitamin C. One of my things I do, I get those. If y'all up at the Walmart, I do those flavored waters, man. They ain't nothing but like 50 something cents, but I get those, right, and I just go ahead and I pour a little bit of my vinegar in there. I pour like 3 or 4 tablespoons, couple caps in there, man. I take that vinegar every day. If I don't get it in there, I put it in my tea, and sometimes I get it 2 or 3 times a day. But I'm telling you that stuff. You get your alkaline level. You got to cut the sugar out, but you get your alkaline level and your pH balance to where it need to be, man. Really should be having a hard time living in you. I don't care how big of the monster is. It's got to be able to live in you. And if your system is so clean that it can't live in you, it's a hard time getting sick. I feel my throat getting scratchy. Y'all, people don't believe it works, but it works. I'm telling you. Because, having kids, y'all know kids is nasty little people, and they keep you sick. I feel a little bit of itchy throat coming on or some shit from the kids, man. Guess what? Hit them with my apple cider vinegar, and it goes away. We all got to be better. Look, I said this from the start, man, and we were just, June brought up the exotics, but everybody has to better their own breed. You know what I mean? Eric, you crazy. Man, I'm telling you, but you know what I mean? That alkaline, man, you got to get your body right on that, man. Lemon juice is good too. A lot of greens, man. A lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. Cut away all them sugars, man. Sugars, if y'all, I hate to be on my shit, but check it out. Y'all check this out, and this is real. Way back in the day, sugar companies actually paid the FDA to say that it was cholesterol that was the #1 problem with our health. They paid them. When it was very strong evidence, and it continues to be very strong evidence, that it was that it's sugar that's the main killer of all of us. This sugar, cancers feed off of sugar. All of this stuff feeds off of the sugar in our body. You got to eat life food. Yeah, eat electric, exactly. You got to eat life food, man. You got to eat the food that still got that sun trapped in him, and to replenish that body and fight off all these negative things that's in your body, all these processed foods and all this. Don't eat that shit, man. You go to that grocery store and you go ahead and make you some nice salads and cut your stuff up real nice. You know what I mean? Eat good food. You don't want to get sick. It's not, nothing is a true guarantee, but it's been science. Dr. Sebi won in the Supreme Court showing that, Dr. Sebi, won in the Supreme Court showing the world that you can beat cancer, you can beat herpes, you can beat this, the common cold, this, that, and the other, just by getting your body to a state where this stuff can't live in it. But pandemics and all these breakouts and stuff, I ain't gonna get too off into the dark on y'all, but I'm just telling y'all, somebody making money. Believe that. Somebody making money. It's the reason why when the president of our here United States was supposed to be telling us that everything was going to be all right, he had all kind of people from companies coming to the microphone with him and giving Walgreens a shout out, Walmart a shout out. I don't know if y'all heard, but the dudes from Google told you, nah, we ain't tell you that. Don't try to include us in there. He tried to give Google a shout out. He was probably using that for some leverage, so when he wanted to push something or advertise something, that he had some friends over there, and they was like, nah, we didn't tell you we was gonna build that thing in no day and all this shit. You just gotta watch the game, man. You gotta watch the game. But people getting rich off this stuff. If you've always taken care of yourself, just take care of yourself. Keep your hands clean. Stay away from the dirty places. You don't gotta wear all the masks and stuff. If you're wearing a mask and it make you feel better, much power to you. But you don't gotta wear all that shit, man. You know what I mean? Man, the toilet paper industry just came up. I knew I should have invested. I should have invested in toilet paper. You know what I mean? Really, now is not the time to invest in toilet paper, honestly, because they stock is sky high right now. We can't afford toilet paper stock. The wet wipes neither. We can't afford that kind of stock. We should just put our stock in vegetables and vitamins, because that's the shit that ain't selling right now. I just literally came from the store. They took all the meat, all the shit you ain't supposed to eat and have. They took all the meat. They took all they bought all the ice cream and shit. They took all the damn meat. I went in there. I said, damn dogs can't even get a bag of nothing in here, because I've been giving the dogs a lot of beef and shit, and man, they took all the damn beef. My girl that be working over there, she ended up getting me some. But man, it's so bad over there. I'm gonna tell y'all real deal. But this is another thing. You talk about the hand sanitizer. Y'all tell me if I'm lying. Go down the aisle where the hand sanitizer is. All the hand sanitizer is gone, but it's still all the soap is there. So basically, people just sanitizing dirty ass hands. Why don't y'all wash y'all fucking hands, man? I wash my hands so much, these mugs is like dry as shit. But I mean, man, I tell y'all what, absolutely, Eric. You know what I mean? Like, it's so many things that we can do to avoid this stuff. Y'all don't panic, man. Y'all just stay clean. Y'all take care of your bodies, man. This is I hate to say it because I always end up being a conspiracy theorist, but anytime these things break out, you know, if you watch the stock markets, they always say that yeah, if you can get some rubbing alcohol, that's it. They took all the rubbing alcohol too, though, son of a bitches. But but you know, man, if you watch it, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I got a very wealthy friend of mine, and he laughs about this because he say when these things happen all the time, rich people get richer. They talking about, they tell y'all the stock market is messed up. The points, oh, everything is messed up. So what happens is people go into a panic and they start selling all their stocks off. And they selling them at this low price as the points keep dropping. And billionaires and cats who got the big money, they come in and buy that shit. And then when the scare go away and the stock market goes back to sort of normal where it's at, they made a huge profit again. That's just like in a recession when all the houses are going into foreclosure and shit. You know what I mean? They go in and they buy all the houses. Then they come out with new lending programs and they sell everybody back the houses that they lost. You know what I mean? At a great rate, and they didn't triple their money, man. This shit crazy, man. But hey, man, you know, I just wanted to touch in on that, man. This was way longer than I thought it was gonna be, but man, we got to clean up our community, man. I don't care if it's a fun show, whoever show, man. They want our dogs gone, man. Y'all seen the memo from the AKC this week, and I've been hearing things from a lot of people who, you know what I mean, who really know. I ain't even paid attention to the thermometer. Well, I got so many thermometers at the house, it wasn't no need to. But, you know, it's, I tell you what, man, shit real out here. We need to clean up our act because this virus will be gone here shortly, and they're going to be looking to get rid of another virus, and that's the bully community. And if we keep on having these episodes on video, nonetheless, we're going to get what we got coming to us. But, man, much love. God bless y'all. I'm going to go in here and do my dirty work. God bless. Peace.